Have you ever had a dream that actually happened? You know, in your awake life, when you're awake and something happened that day and you're like, OMG, I dreamed about this last night. And it's actually happening almost the same way. And are most of the things that took place in the dream actually happens in real life? And are it just happened to be a person that pops out of nowhere that you don't hang around or think about or anything, and they're in your dream, and then the next day you see them in person or they reach out to you? I would really love to hear you guys' story. I know a lot of us do it. Of course we do. And these are the dreams that actually happen without you wishing upon a star or hoping for something, and that's one of your dreams. These are actual dreams that are like clairvoyancy. I love it. I love having dreams. Matter of fact, I love Dream World. If you've ever heard me talk a lot, my other pages, I used to talk a lot about how much I love Dream World because it definitely is the ish for me. I definitely have the clairvoyancy through dreams, mostly. That's where it definitely happens. I guess it's like, hey, you're calm, you're quiet, and you sleep. So thank goodness we have time to get to you because, honey, you're busy rather than that. Yeah, that's something that I do have. I have clairvoyancy through dreams, and it happens so much that I don't even mention it no more. I just either write it down or might talk about it amongst the people in my home. We dream share, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, I know that it's kind of weird to talk about that kind of thing. You really have to find your group or your soul family or people that's not going to be weirded out or uncomfortable about it or don't believe in you, or they just have some kind of way of thinking and they don't want to give you any snaps. Sometimes that happens, but that's an actual thing that no one can deny is true, because a lot of people like to deny a lot of things spiritual or religious, anything even of the religious path. Like, you'll have people that go to church or anywhere, any of their religions, and they just do it because they were born into it and they don't really believe it. They wouldn't believe a story about anyone seeing an angel or anything. So, you know, some people just don't really believe, but they still have that as a backup. It's the same with spirituality as well. You have people that might be spiritual, they're still not going to believe you. And hey, it is what it is, because when it comes to anything spiritual, even religion, you know, it is hard to see who's real and who's fake because there's a lot of fakes in it. I mean, we just naturally have a lot of fakes, or people that might fake something. It doesn't make them an overall bad person. It just depends on what they're faking and how much they do it and if it's a part of their character. But talking about this in dreams and everything like that, one way you do know that people is being honest is if they just happen to tell you about a dream, and then later on that dream, something that they said in a dream actually happens. So that way you're just like a witness to it, like, whoa, you were right, okay. You know, and I have had the luxury of being able to have that happen a lot to me when it came to me in dreams and bringing up dreams. And it wouldn't even just be dreams. It'd be things like I would just talk about something and then it pops up right after I talk about it, or especially if people want to make fun of me or laugh at me about the sitch and undermine me and just try to, you know, write me off. That's when it definitely would show up sometimes and be a slap right in their face, and they're just like, you know, and no one talks about it after that. It's just like, okay, let's leave her alone. So a lot of times I have been able to, you know, write my signature on a lot of my stories, because a lot of people have always been around to witness something that may seem crazy or unbelievable, unreal, especially in the supernatural spiritual world. And I tell people, hey, if you hang around me long enough, you're going to witness some things. And yeah, you get more in depth with this, and more time passes by, you definitely realize how much you do not need anyone else when it comes to the spiritual journey, especially if there's naysayers, because you're going to get a lot of that. That's with any path. If you're going towards a path, you have all these different obstacles. that you're going to go through, go around, go over, under, whatever. Like I say, usually the only way through it is through it. Only way to get to it is to get to it. And sometimes, by us sharing our spiritual gifts and talents, that will show us a lot of time who people really are. Somewhat the same stories, or people betraying one another, people think they can trust someone, and of course they can't, so just, hopefully you can find someone that you can interact with and share your gifts, because it do feel good to share things, and people actually are listening and fully committed to the conversation, and they're there with you, and they want to conversate about it, and they want to listen, and it's just pure-hearted genuinity. That's pretty cool. If you know anyone that does this, or if you yourself have found yourself waking up and living out a dream you may have had the night prior, or not long ago, and you're just like, wow, I can't believe it, I literally just dreamed about this. Please let me know. I'd love to hear these kind of stories. I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people out here that have interacted with some clairvoyancy in one way or another. I would love to hear your stories, because there's a million of them out there. And a lot of times some of us might hold back, because if we've been in this long enough and you really have gifts, you learn quickly that you cannot share this with any and everyone. And sometimes you even feel like protecting it so no one really knows, you know what I mean? And you're just like, yeah, I'm going to play this down a whole lot, because it does get a little deeper the more and more you see the truth of a lot of things. And these are not things that's going to be written somewhere. This is things that are within you. Somebody might write it somewhere, but I'm just saying it's within you. So sometimes people don't want to share these kind of things, but you're safe here. If you just want to put a thumbs up because you have experienced it, or you know someone who has experienced it, please let me know. It'd be awesome. I know that I was tripping because a couple nights ago, Snoop came into my dream. So I'm like, why is Snoop Dogg in my dream? I remember us being in some kind of dark, gloomy place, trying to figure out, it was like midday or something, gloomy, dark, kind of dirty, stuff everywhere. And I already could, I was thinking oh, he's not going to want to stay here. It's nasty. And then I remember seeing like a dog or a baby or something, and saying, what up, man? Like something cute, like what I usually say. And then I added Izzle at the end of it. And then I remember him saying he's good. He'll be able to get a room. He don't mind staying there. He's just going to go lay in that room over in another area. And I was just like, okay, cool. And that was that with that dream. And all I remember yesterday is my son wanting to come in and watch something on one of the new channels that we have purchased. So we were just scrolling through things, because what I wanted to watch was, me and my daughter was going to watch Beowulf. I love Beowulf. It's one of my fave moves. So I definitely was like, oh, you're older now. Let's enjoy it and see what gems we can get out of it. And let's just decode, So my son came in and took over, just like, yeah, let's see what else is on here. This is cool. So I was like, okay, cool. We start going a little more child friendly. So he's seen a movie, SpongeBob SquarePants. And yeah, they used to watch it a whole lot. I used to watch it with or without them myself. So I was like, sure, let's watch this new movie. And what do you know? Guess who's in it? Snoop Dogg. And he just happened to be in a scene that is in this old, dusty, gloomy, dirty type of bar where the people are pretty much dead. So I was just like, wow, this is okay. I see what's going on here. But yeah, it's just pretty cool. Like little stuff like that. Like I've said this before on some of my videos about dreaming of things and they happen the next day or a little bit later. I guess it surprises me more when it happens as soon as I wake up or the next day. I know you may have done this before. Like, let's say some people say, oh, well, when you were falling asleep, a song came on and that's why it was in your dream. That happens too. There's sometimes when you dream about the song, you wake up and you just happen to hear it coming on the radio or about to come on TV. It's not on yet. It has not played whatsoever. There's even someone talking first and then the song come on. it's been those kind of instances as well. And it's been like, if I dream about somebody, I can dream about two people and how they're angled, where they're standing, and what they're talking about, and what they're wearing, and then that will happen the next day. One of my coolest ones, I have so many of them, but one that I really liked, because I like when I can talk about something, that a dream I had, to somebody before that dream actually happens, and then it happens, because now I have another witness. And that's what happened when I emailed someone, a celebrity, telling them, I had a dream about you. You were wearing a brown shirt, had some papers in your hand, going over some kind of script or going over something. And I was there with you, and there was a table. And this was before I even got picked for this part in the movie. And months later, what do you know? I get that part, and I'm down there. It literally is the same setup. The only thing that was different was there was no table. Well, there was a table, but that's where we were chilling at and eating at. But when we were going over like parts of the movie and what we were going to do, that part was in the car. It was somewhere else. It wasn't. Yeah, that part wasn't in the dream, but everything else was, from me being around him to the color shirt he had on and us going over the movie. So I was like, wow, this happened. And not only did it happen, but I emailed him telling him the dream I had. But because I'm pretty sure he gets so much of the stuff, he probably didn't even remember that I gave him that dream. I want to hear you guys' stories, and if you've had some cool dreams. What dreams have happened? What have came up? Man, one thing that tripped me out was a couple months ago I had a dream about some things, and that was it. I forgot all about it until that happened, and I was just like, damn, I got warned. I totally got warned. So sometimes it's good to pay really close attention to your dreams. See what you get out of these dreams. If you're new to the dream thing and you're having aha moments now because it's really kicking in or something like that, then definitely a time to write it down. Because I know I just would be like, oh, I'll write it when I wake up all the way. And that time is too late for me to remember certain things that was said. So I had to get on myself about that, because that happened a lot lately with the dreams I was having of my ex-boyfriend. Love you, Gabriel Taylor. Respect, one love. Ashael. So, but it's respect that he's came through. And I'm not even sure if it's because of the altar work or not, but hey, because honestly, I'm going to tell you, truth be told, if you're really connecting to someone and you're really truthfully there wholeheartedly, things are going to happen, regardless. Because the altar I made for him and Selena Quintanilla Perez, that was the smallest, if not least, of anything that I possibly could do for them. Because it was more of my inward work that I was doing for them versus outward work. And I was up in the air on if I should do it anyway for so long. And then I was like, why are you tripping, boo? Do it. And it took a little bit, because I did around his birthday in December was when I did that. But I didn't start getting dreams all the way up until last month. It was, what was last month? We're in March, so I believe it was February. Yep, it was February. And yep. I've had about 4 or 5 dreams, and some I can tell oh, this is really him, and we really are going through some conversations. That's respect. It's just something about the astral realm, being in spirit self, and even really learning and understanding when something may be a lot of memory bank and are really being there in spirit with the other spirit. It's respect. It's a lot of fun. If you really want to go into the dream world, you definitely would enjoy it if you really want to, and it's something that's been on your mind. Or if you're watching this video, maybe you've came across some dreams that actually have happened, or you're just finding interest in dreams now because it makes you feel some kind of way when you wake up, or you're noticing something, and maybe there's some synchronicities or something like that. But I would love to know who else have cool dreams and dreams that actually do happen and come true. Let me know, guys. Santorita Santo, over and out. Bye.